Hello guys, welcome back. It's Easy Electronics channel and I have a brand new video for you today, and I am doing something really special in this video. We are finally connecting all the components together and making it perform as one. And not only that, you will be able to see the front panel running and the power supply running together. So yeah, I'm super pumped about this one, and I can show you the final results so far. So let's get right into the video and you'll see what I have made. So essentially, we are farther into our power supply, and we had done many things. So, we have a whole bunch of connectors, wires soldered to our main board. We have added a ground point for our panel and power supply as a whole. And we have, mounted the fans. We have mounted a lot of things, and the power supply is almost done. It's only a matter of actually hooking up these ATX plugs right here. If I can only focus on them, there we go. So these ATX plugs have to go on there, and that's almost it. We just have to solder everything together, plug it in, and we will be good to go. So let's get right into the video, and yeah, I will show you everything up close. So here we go. We have our front panel, and I will show it to you up close. So I have wired the switches for the on-off for our ATX power supplies. So again, the ground is there, everything is there. And if you are curious until this point, there will be a full schematic of the power supply with all of the links and everything down in the video description. So whatever you want to buy, if you want to buy these particular parts, you don't have to Google it, run around and all of that. You will be able to find all these parts in the video description. So yeah, let me continue. So I had wired the switches, and as I said, don't freak out, there will be a schematic for you to look. Otherwise the video will be really long if I explain the same thing every video. So that is all there. This is our power output switch for our adjustable rail, and you'll see that in the schematic as well. That's a fuse, a resettable fuse. We have actually we have 3 of resettable fuses, one for 120 circuitry, and then this is a low voltage. And yeah, we have a couple of boards here on top on the standoffs, as you can see. That works really well. I'm really happy that coincidentally they fit perfectly on the standoffs. And yeah, we just have to solder a couple of jumper wires to make sure that everything is getting connected properly. And yeah, we just have to wire the shunts in place. As you can see, 75 millivolts. It's upside down, I know, but you got the idea. There is a shunt on the other side of the board, and that will measure our current. The V plus will measure our voltage, and ground, and 5 volts is just for the meter itself to power it on. So we have all of our pots, everything is almost done, and all we have to do is just kind of wire it up and make it one. So here is our boost converter module, and now it's dual module. So as you can see, we have a lot of things on here, lots of things on here. So this is a ATX, if we can focus, ATX power supply plug right here, and it doesn't want to focus for some reason. So there we go, ATX power supply plug for your CPU So this will take in the 12 volts and feed it to the power supply, I mean the boost converter. And these fans, so this fan is hooked up directly to the input, so it will take 12 volts, and this fan, same thing here. I wanted to put a LM317 regulator, and I have like a little board here, as you can see. I'm gonna lift the tape. I have a little board there on the standoffs as well, coming from the boost converters, and I thought that I will just run this fan here, this fan there, and have like an LM317 controlling the speed of the fan. Now ironically, A, it wouldn't all fit on that small board, and B, just too much messing around. So I figured out I will just wire it directly, so whenever you turn on the power supply, this will start spinning and spitting the air out over the circuitry, and it's still working all fine. It's a little bit louder, but not a big deal. And another thing we have done is we have actually desoldered all of these small potentiometers here. So there are 200K and 5K. So instead of the potentiometers, now we have these JST connectors, which enable us to plug in our potentiometers in. So just a simple matter of plugging it in to the board, and we're good to go. So that is all really cool. I'm really excited about that. So now all we have to do is just mount this somehow onto the power supplies to make sure it doesn't fall off, and it will be in this orientation like that, fans down, so it's gonna blow the air up. And these are the outputs from the boost converters, which will get soldered directly onto the front panel. So they have extra long wires, as you can see, to make sure that we have a decent length of wires, so we can actually take off the front panel, and if we have to, we can desolder it. But I really hope we don't have to, because I really don't want to use any type of connector on this. I want it to be as secure as possible. And yeah, so that's about it for now. I will be further working on this power supply, and as always, when I have something more to show, another update will be filmed, and it will be in this particular video. So let me just turn my soldering iron down, and I will show you what I have done so far and what we have achieved with this power supply. And it's unbelievable what this thing is capable of. I did some tests, and I was testing dual rail capabilities, and we are getting 100 volts. I can run this bulb. It's an AC bulb. If you don't believe me, AC bulb, I can run it on 100 volts DC. It's not as bright as as on AC power, but still, this is quite different from anything I have made so far. So we have dual rail capabilities again. I will show you the front panel in a second. It hadn't changed from a previous update, but if you had no idea what I'm talking about, there will be in the video description links to all of the updates, all of the building process of this power supply, and I really hope you go back and watch, because what you will see in this video might not make sense to you unless you watch the previous videos. So I really advise you, if you hadn't watched any of the previous parts, go ahead, stop the video, and go in the video description and actually go back and see it from the start, because this is a really beautiful, I'm gonna call it art. This is so beautiful power supply that I hadn't made anything like this for a long time. It's almost perfect It works like a charm, and I have it hooked up right now. I'm not going to show any demos to you guys because I don't have it ready, but I will just focus on the screen and I can turn it on just for you, and you know, we can see everything. AC is not hooked up yet, so nothing lights up at the moment. We'll fix it later. I have just 2 cords hooked up on the back of the power supply, so 2 power cords going to the receptacle, and yeah, so we can turn on the power supply, and as you can see, we can hear 2 fans turn on. It's a little bit loud. I don't think we'll hear it inside the case, so it should be okay. And the output is off at the moment, and the screen is only showing the output for the adjustable rail for obvious reasons. Why do I need to know the output for the 3.3 volt rail, 5 volt rail, or 12 volt rail? That did not make sense to me, so I don't have that in here. It's only showing the output for the adjustable rail, and the output is off. So we turn it on for both of our channels, and this is set to the minimum right now. So as you can see, we have just 14 volts, 14.5 volts, and I will actually zoom my camera, well, not zoom, bring it closer so you guys can see more of the front panel. Alright, so now you can see the front panel, and you know, that is all cool. And I will show you what kind of voltages we're capable of with this adjustable rail. So as you can see, it's very linear. So let's do 6 turns on this potentiometer and 6 turns on that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 turns, and we should see almost the same voltage. So there is a little bit of differentiation between them, but overall, so 7 turns, that's my best, I guess. You can move that one a little bit back, but you got the idea. They are pretty damn close in terms of the adjustment. So, you know, this is pretty good performance, I think. And obviously we can go up to 50 volts with this power supply. Okay, and have to turn more, and there you go. We have our 50 volts DC. So we have no output at the moment, but you know, that can change whenever we hook up a load. And yeah. So let me demonstrate you the feature I was talking about sometime in one of the updates. This button right here. So whenever you push that button and hold it, the screen will switch after some time. There we go. So as you can see, we are switched into amp hour mode. So once I hit this button again, it will start counting the time. So now we got a screen like this where we can see our voltage, amperage, and amp hours and time. So that is all cool, and I really like the way this is set up. So if I push it again, the time should stop. Oh, okay. So it clears the time and stops it. That makes sense. And if I click and hold again both buttons, it should change to the other screen. There we go. And we are good to go. Whenever we have the load, it will show the load. So I actually quite like that. And yeah, I mean, the power supply is almost complete. I know the fans are a little bit loud. I can't really do anything about that. So actually, I can unplug it. I can unplug it just for you. So, yeah, I mean, the power supply is almost complete. There is nothing really special about anything that will be happening in the next couple of hours when I will be finishing this guy. But essentially what we're doing is we're hooking up the mains power to here, and then soldering wires directly to the power supply, to the connectors on the power supplies, so we don't have to worry about two cords hanging on the back. Also, we have to put indication LEDs right here. That is really important. So as I said before, the way it will work is when you have it off, whenever this will be red, okay, this will be red, and whenever I turn this on, this will turn amber, I think, or I will try to make it go green. I can't really promise you that, but I will really try to make it go green if I can. And yeah, that's about it. So guys, that's about it for this video. You all know what to do. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you hadn't subscribed already. And yeah, you're going to see some of my other videos on your screen. I really hope you click on some of them, and you'll make me the happiest person ever. And yeah, as always, see you in the next video.